Good day, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at some formatting and editing features in Microsoft Excel. Now, before I begin that, I'm going to remind you to subscribe if you have not subscribed before. Like the videos, share the videos, comment. I want to hear from you. And remember, please, to watch the ads. So we have been looking at Excel for a few weeks now, and I'm going to continue until I am satisfied that I have, taught enough. So we're looking at merge and center today. We're going to be looking at how to format your cell to have a certain amount of decimal places and some other little things as we go along. So the first thing I want to show you is how to insert a row. So I want a row above the headings, which I'm going to call it the main heading. The row that I'm going to insert, I'm going to call it the main heading, which is end of term grades. So what we need to do, since something is already at row 1, we're going to highlight row 1 by clicking on 1. When you click on 1, the entire row will be highlighted. Once you have done that, you go over to Insert, still under the Home tab, and click on it. And you will now see that a row is there, a new row. So what was in row 1 is now in row 2. So say I want the entire from A1 to K1 to be one cell. What I will do is merge and center it. To merge and center it, you click in cell A1, which is where the mouse pointer is, and then drag it across to K1. And then click on this button here under the alignment grouping, which is called merge and center. Now you have one cell right across from A1 to K1. And I'm going to type end of term grades. So that's my main heading now. I'm going to increase the size by blocking what I just typed and change it to size 24. And what you notice is that the size is bigger than the cell space. So what you simply need to do is to expand the row that it is in. To expand the row, you go over to the row number and look for the borderline of the row. There is a two-way arrow that will appear at the borderline of the row. You would click on it and drag it downwards to make it bigger. If you wanted it smaller, you would drag it upwards. All right, so we want it bigger, so we're dragging it downwards. All right, and it's the same procedure if you wanted to insert a row, delete a row, sorry. We just inserted a row, but the delete a row is right beside insert, where my mouse pointer is at this moment. So that's what you would do, or click on rather, if you wanted to delete a row instead. So you go through the same procedure as to what you went through when you wanted to insert, but this time you would hit delete if you're deleting a row. Same procedure for a column. You would say you want a column before letter grade, you would click on that same column and then insert, and there you have a new column and you can put whatever information you need to put in it. And if I wanted to delete it, like I said, you would click on the column you want to delete, just like that, and click on delete. And there you go. So we are back where we were. Nice. So you know how to insert a column, you know how to delete a column. It's the same thing for a row. So you'll click on the row number you want to insert or delete and hit the delete or insert button, depending on what you want to do. All right, and you also know how to merge and center. I want to show you how to some people would say pretty up your page, but I'm going to show you how to, edit your page to make it look beautiful. So somebody asked the question, how do you make your page so colorful? And I'm going to show you two ways in which you can do so. You could, first of all, highlight the entire spreadsheet, or you could just highlight the area that has information. But I'm going to highlight the entire spreadsheet. And remember how to highlight the entire spreadsheet. You click on this button where my mouse pointer is, which is to the left of A and above 1. Click on it, and then you would go to cell styles. So when you go into cell styles, you will see different ways in formatting or editing features that you can use. The last time I had clicked on input. When I click on input, this is what it looks like. I'm going to highlight it again and show you what another style would look like. Output is this one. So this is what output would look like. I could click again. We could check out linked cells. So this is what linked cells would look like. And the list goes on. You could, change it up to look how you want it to look. So this is another style. And you can apply more than one style. Alright guys. Or you could undo all of this and do this. You could just click on the letter of the column that you want to color code per se. Say you want surname to be color yellow. Click on the A and the column A would be highlighted, and then you go to fill color. Drop down arrow for fill color and choose the color you want to highlight it with. Say you want that. You could click on that. For first name, you would click on the column letter B to highlight it, and you could click on this color if that's the color you want. For HSB, you might want HSB to be blue. You will click on C for column C and select blue. For social studies, you would click on column D, the letter D for column D, and click on the drop down arrow for fill color and select a shade of green. And you would, go on and on until you are finished color coding your columns. Alright, so this is what it would look like when you color code it. Alright, so I'm going to stop there and move on. So guys, this is what you could do if you wanted to color code your spreadsheet to make it look beautiful, more creative, more presentable, and the list goes on. What if I wanted average to have one decimal place like the other figures? You notice HSBA is at one decimal place. No, it's at no decimal place, sorry. What if you want your figure to have no decimal place? That's what I meant to say. Just like HSB, social studies, math, English, EDPM. We're going to block those figures. And you notice that below it, there is an empty cell below it and then another figure. If you wanted to do it one time, to format it one time, you would block that section that I just blocked, hold down the control key, and then click on the next one. So you'd block the first area with the figures that you're going to format, release the mouse, the left mouse key that is, then hold down the control button and then click on the next figure. Then you would go to format cells. Then you must ensure that the number tab is up, so you would click on the number tab and then select number. Once you select number under category, you would then go over to the section that says decimal places and you would reduce it to 0 because it said you don't want any decimal places in it. So you would select 0. Basically what it does is round it off. So that's how you go about formatting your figures. What if it was money that we were dealing with? We would block the figures, go back to format, then format cells. And then remember the number tab must be up. Then the category would be currency this time. And then under the symbol area, you would select the currency that you want to use. If it's English pound, regular dollar sign, if you scroll down, you'll see different dollar sign symbol that you can use when you are formatting your currencies. Also, the decimal places are there for you to put in whatever the amount of decimal places you want. When you're finished, you would click on OK. But look, guys, under categories, you'll notice that percentage is there. So that's exactly where you go if you want to format your figures in percentage, if you want to format it as fraction, and the list goes on and on. Date as well, you can format your date to look a certain way. Let us quickly look at that. So when you click on date and look at date type, it shows you the different date type that you can use to format your date. All right, guys. All right, so I'm going to click on the X to close it out and move on. So guys, you know how to insert and delete columns and rows. You know how to merge and center a cell. You know how to format a cell. And I'm going to just now close off. So guys, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for watching. I'm going to remind you again to subscribe, like, share, and spread the news. Just spread it. Auntie, uncle, everybody. Comment, guys. I want to hear from you. And remember again to watch the ads. Bye, guys.